Okay, well, good morning, everybody. My name is Liam Phillips. I'm an Access Consciousness Facilitator. I think I got that correct. And each week we do this little Zoom, and it's called No Problems, Only Possibilities. Today is number 5. How does it get any better than that? If you haven't watched the other ones, or you haven't been able to download them or whatever, I'm going to put some links in this week's recording email that I'm going to send out, and you can go and watch them or share them around or download them or do whatever you like to do with them. So today's topic is twofold. One is that we're gonna go into a little bit more depth about the elements of creation, which there are 4 of: question, choice, possibilities, and contribution. And we're going to be looking at question, and our question today is a simple access tool. It's called "Can I have the money now, please?" So I've got my little friend here called Birdie, and I thought it'd just be fun. So, can I have the money now, please? Can I have the money now, please? Can I have the money now, please? Oh, it seems to be broken, just the please bit. Now, this is an important part, because when we've all heard of this idea of ask and you shall receive, it's not a concept that came out of Access, but it is one of the laws of the universe. And if you've downloaded Andrew and I's book, the 3 laws of money, or something like that, on the 100K Club, it goes into a little bit more detail about ask and you shall receive. Now, it's one of the few truths that are written in the Bible and written in many of the cultures and other religions around the planet. And what that is first of all, you have to be willing to ask the question, be the question, and you have to ask the question from desire, not from your head. We're talking about energy. Yeah. Years ago, when I first studied Access, it was called Access Energy Transformation, not Access Consciousness. And over the years, it was created as Access Consciousness. Well, one of the reasons why I like that particular title, Access Energy Transformation, was because it brought your awareness to the energy of things. And we are energetic beings, and our mind is only part of that entire energetic makeup that we are. So first of all, you have to ask, and it has to be from what you truly desire, not just what you think that you should be desiring. And there's a lot of stuff out there that tells you, and there's a lot of people out there that tells you you should do this, you should do that, this should be your desire, you should be shooting for world peace. Well, what if world peace is not what you desire? And oh wow, that just brought up a lot of energy. It is so ingrained in our culture that we should be wanting world peace. We should be wanting an end to poverty. We should be wanting an end to disease. And this is so ingrained in our culture that if that's not what you desire, you automatically have to make yourself wrong. And that was all of that wrongness that came up, because a lot of you are not interested in world peace. A lot of you are not interested in people getting over their disease. A lot of you are not interested in fixing the world's problems with famine. And do you know why? Because it's not your problem. Yeah, it's their choice. And so when we buy these prefabs, easy for me to say, no, I can't say it. When we buy these off-the-shelf desires that aren't actually ours, then you'll have a great difficulty in actually creating your life and creating your money and creating what it is that you truly desire, because you're trying to create somebody else's desire. You're trying to create the push notification, if you like, of the cultural desires that are being pushed at you 24/7. Now, this is really quite insidious when you think of it, because cultures are telling you you should desire world peace, you should desire the end to famine, and if you don't desire that, then you make yourself wrong, or you try to create that desire of yours and create that in the world, and it doesn't work, and so you lose all of your magic, and then you don't get to be you. You don't get to have the wealth of your being. So, our little birdie here, can I have the money now, please? Can I have the money now, please? Oh, it's working now. How does it get any better than that? Beforehand, it was just say, wasn't actually in the question. So if you're not willing to ask the question, the universe isn't going to know what it is that you want. You know, like, we've got a lot of ladies on the call at the moment. And they're all ladies on the call. How did I get so lucky? And if you want to go out with a man, or if you're a lesbian and you want to go out with a woman, it's like, if you don't ask the question, hey, you want to come out on a date, how are they gonna know? Yeah. So you've got to be willing to ask the question first. And if you're willing to ask that question, then you will get the awareness of what that will create. Yeah. And until then, you are really basically putting your life on hold. So everywhere where you are holding back your magic wand of question, would you now be willing to recant, rescind, revoke, reclaim, renounce, announce, destroy, and uncreate all of that, please? Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, eyes, short boys, and beyonds. And if you are new to Access and you don't know what that is the clearing statement. And as we bring up an energy that is keeping us stuck or locked up, or in a holding pattern in this case, then we just use that clearing statement to flush it down the loo. Goodbye, gone, never to be there again, if you're really, truly willing to make that change. So when we ask that question, can I have the money now, please? It's such a powerful question, because then you're going to start to get the awareness of everywhere where the money is. Yeah. And you'll also start to get an awareness of where the money is not. So you might start to use that question a lot in your life after this call. You will start to, because when I tell you some stories about this question, you will be inspired. So as we start to ask that question, if you're going down a line where the money isn't, you'll start to get an awareness of that almost immediately, because it will start to feel heavy for you. And when something is heavy for you, or if the money is not showing up, it means that you're actually going down this avenue that's not contributing and creating your life. Because it is ask and you shall receive. It's not ask and then decide I'm going this way and putting up your barriers to receiving the money over here. So everywhere where you have bought the idea that it is I'm deciding to go this way and then I'm going to ask for the money now, please, rather than asking for the money now and then following the energies to that money. And everything that doesn't allow that, can we now destroy and uncreate it all? Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, eyes, short boys, millions. It's one of the insidious things about this reality. And I was talking about question as being one of the creational elements. Now, one of the things that stops us from creating is decisions. So decisions, judgments, conclusions, and computations are the antithesis to the elements of creation, of choice, possibility, question, and contribution. So if you decide, okay, I'm going to build this app and it's going to make me money, and there's no question in any of that, even if you ask, can I have the money now, please? You've already decided that that's where the money is going to come from, and you will cut off your receiving from so many other places. So everywhere where you've decided where the money is going to come from, who the money is going to come from, how the money is going to show up, when the money is going to show up, would you now be willing to recant, rescind, revoke, reclaim, renounce, announce, destroy, and uncreate all of those decisions that are keeping it in place? Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, ice, short boys, and beyonds. And can we also add in there, just for fun, all of those decisions that you've made across all lifetimes, all realities, all universes, and all dimensions, where you have decided how, when, where, and what. Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, ice, short boys, and beyonds. Are there any questions? You know, I do like to talk a lot, so, but if you have a question, please ask, because if you can ask a question, you can receive a different possibility.
Yes, could you give us your examples, please?
Oh, yes, cool. Good example. Yes, you can have an example. So when I first got hold of this, can I have the money now, please? Tool, it was probably about 8 years ago. And I was talking to my friend Moana, who is a New Zealand facilitator, and she was telling me how she used this tool, and it was such a fun way of using the tool. I thought, fuck it, I'll do it as well. Damn, I said I would not swear. Sorry, pop me. I'm never going to not do it, so I might as well just acknowledge I'm going to swear. Oh, well, if it pisses you off, bye-bye. So she said to me, I just ask for the money for everything that I do. So right now, I'm counting my money, yeah? And so, can I have the money now, please? Yeah? Universe, can I have the money now, please? Oh, yes, here it is. When I went to the toilet, I would say, I'd have a pee, and I'd go, can I have the money now, please? Yeah, because having a pee is a contribution to my life. I'd do the washing up, and then I'd ask, can I have the money now, please? Yeah, because I'm actually contributing an energy to creating something different in the world, something different in my reality. I'd cook dinner, and I'd ask, can I have the money now, please? I'd have sex, and I'd ask, can I have the money now, please? I'd have a shower, and I'd ask, can I have the money now, please? And whenever I would do anything, or whenever I would change my point of view, you know, like, oh, I've just been an asshole to that person. Can I have the money now, please? Because I've just acknowledged it. Now I can change it. Can I have the money now, please? Yeah. Oh, I've had a decision to only receive money from men, and I pod and pocket, make that go away. Can I have the money now, please? Yeah. Now, the first time that I did that was the first time that I made $20,000 in my own business in 1 month, and it was incredible. I had a wallet that was like that thick of money, because most of it was cash, and it was so cool. And every time that I looked in my wallet, I'd go, what did I say?
Can I have the money now, please?
Yeah, cool. And it's just so much fun. And like, you know, if you have access, friends, and you ask that question, or they ask that question from you, yeah, you can say yes. Like, everywhere where you are unwilling to say yes to that question when people ask it of you or to you, would you now be willing to destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, pop, popcorn, ice, short boys, and because, you know, I'd have friends or lovers or family members that would say, can I have the money now, please? Because I've just taught them that tool. And all this energy would come up of resistance, like, no, I'm not going to give you my fucking money. But it's not about giving them the money. It's just about giving you permission to say yes. And in doing that, you're actually acknowledging the abundance that you are, the abundance that you have. And that's part of, if you haven't watched, I think it was number 2, All of Life Comes to Me with Ease, Joy, and Glory. Glory is the exuberant expression of abundance. So right now, I'm going to, if you can unmute your phones, I'm going to ask you a question and then you just say yes. Okay? So, can I have the money now, please?
Yes.
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 Can I have the money now, please?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I have the money now, please?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I have the money now, please?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I have the money now, please?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I have the money now, please?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And we'll stop there. How do you feel when you just say yes without any commitment, without having to do anything with it? Do you feel happier? Do you feel
Yes.
more energized? Yeah. So
Yes.
everywhere where you're unwilling to say yes to the exuberant expression of abundance that you truly do, you now give that up and just go on and create it all. And if you are having a breakfast bar and doing something with your money, can you mute yourself, please? Good and bad, right? Corner, short boys, and beyonds. So this money here is from the money that I had from a class last night called Receiving from Nature Spirits. And I just want to take you, I just want to take you through that, because when I was advertising this class, a community group in the area that I'm in at the moment, they jumped onto my event page and they started calling me all sorts of names: money grabber, I'm only doing it for the money, I'm only doing it for the money. And it really started to like shake my molecules up a lot. I originally thought it was me resisting to their judgments and their accusations. And then I realized my molecules were actually starting to shake and starting to get excited. And I realized that there was a possibility of change here. So I started lowering my barriers and I started to receive their judgment. And they thought that if they judged me enough, it would actually push people away from the class. Well, we had 10 people in the class and we only put it up on an event like a week before. We didn't really put any energy into it at all, except for like 2 days beforehand, they started to judge the hell out of us. And we had, I had 8 new people I'd never met before that had never done access. Some of those people came because they saw what assholes these people were and they realized there's something in this and I'd like to find out more. So by me willing to receive their judgment, it actually created more money. Right? So when we got to the venue, which was a park, we did the class outside because I like to do things differently. I got the money and then I said thank you. I got the money up front, okay? So, and that was where I said, can I have the money now, please? For me, I didn't even have to say it. It was just part of who I be now. It's just, I just started pulling energy towards me and people were just giving me the money. A lot of people actually gave me $80 instead of $75. And they were saying, oh, don't worry about the $5. And this was part of me being willing to receive the judgments from the days before. Because in the past, I wouldn't have been able to receive the extra $5 and I would have been putting that energy up against them because I would have been trying to prove that I'm not out just for the money. And when you're trying to prove something that you're not, you push everything away. So everywhere where you're trying to prove that you're not a money-grabbing whore, would you now destroy all of that? Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, corn, nine, short, boys, millions. What if that was not a wrongness? And truth, is the money really the motivation for you? Or is it because you want to create something different in the world, whatever that desire is for you? Very few people that I work with, just the money is the motivation. Yeah, you're more like monkeys. Yeah, if I put a pile of money in front of you or a pile of bananas, most of you, like a monkey, would choose the banana because the money doesn't really have any intrinsic value to you. It doesn't create any wealth of your being. Just because you have more money than somebody else doesn't mean that you're wealthier, that they're wealthier in your being. And I have seen that. I have seen that with very, very wealthy people. And they are, well, assholes. And they're not acknowledging the wealth of their being. They're just making their money greater, and so that they can shit on you because they're bullies with their money. So everywhere where you're trying to avoid being a bully with money, because that's what you have experienced, that's what you had seen on the television, that's what has been culturally and religiously impelled at you, that money corrupts. Will you now destroy and uncreate all of that, please? Good and bad, right, wrong, popcorn, eyes, short boys, and beyonds. So as you start to continue on with that example, you know, the first month that I did, can I have the money now, please? As you start to do that, it starts to actually flow through every single molecule of your body, and you start to be that pulling energy that question can create. And you just become that question of, can I have the money now, please? So it's no longer a thing that you have to think about. It's something that is just part of you. It's actually pulling energy more and more to you. So
Liam?
Yeah.
I have a question about the tool. Can I have the money now, please?
Yeah.
When I use it, I say, can I have the money now, please? And my mind try to figure out when I can receive the money now, just in the 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think it cuts the energy flow. No, maybe. What does the now is about in this tool?
Use the tool, Marie. And like, you've got a sexy French accent, so it's sort of like, can I have the money now, please? I mean, who would not want to give you money? Yeah. So it's like, the thing is, whenever we go into our head, we come out of our desire. Our desires are energetic. They're not logical thoughts. The logical thoughts are, oh, I've got to create the money so I can finish world hunger. And in the 100K club, and if you're not part of it, please come along. At the moment, it's free. So, but there are a lot of people that haven't done any access. And I asked them, if you, well, actually, Andrew asked a question. If you had $100 million every year, what would you create? And a lot of people were saying, oh, I would make sure there be no more poverty in Germany, that there would be no more famine in Africa. Obviously, those two people lived in either Germany or Africa. And it's sort of like, my question, well, whether you've got $100 million or not, why wouldn't you be choosing that? It's not, the money is not going to create no more hunger in Africa. It's your choice, stepping forward and making sure, A, you're not hungry, and B, you know, is that truly your desire, or is it a cultural point of view to stop you from having $100 million? Because the truth is, if you had $100 million, would you actually stop creating? Most people would. And this was an awareness that I had for myself. Don't buy this as yours. If it feels heavy, it's a lie for you. I had the awareness by asking that question, that if I had $100 million, I would stop creating. A couple of years ago, I made almost $500,000, and it was sort of like, I don't have to create anymore. I can just live on that. And so I stopped creating. And for people like yourself, when you're not in creative mode, you create shit. Yeah. And then your money goes away and you're not happy. Yeah. You have to be continually creating, and you have to be continually ensuring that you have got creational jobs, quote unquote, going on all the time. Now, Marie, if you keep going up into your head, you're not creating. Yeah, it's the place we go to stop creating. It's like if you have a thought, when is now? Just pod and pocket. Now is now. Stop trying to theoreticalize it or think your way out of having money. So how many of you have heard that that book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon, whatever his name is?
Hill.
Yeah. There is a famous book. Now, you can't think and grow rich. It should be don't think and grow rich. Be and grow rich. Receive and grow rich. Yeah. Now, so everywhere where you're trying to head fuck yourself out of money, can we now destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Yes.
Right, Ron, Pop, and I short boys and beyonds. Yeah. Does that help?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just keep using the tool, and when that stupid thought comes up, who does it belong to? Return it to sender. I think we did a call on that. Watch it, because these are only half an hour calls, but they're mighty potent. Yeah, because we're taking the tools that we've already learned, and the whole idea of this free call each week is to take them and apply them to our daily life. Yeah, because so many people, they take all of these tools and then they don't apply them, and then they don't work. Well, of course not. You know, if you've got a flat tire on your car and you don't get the tools out of the car to jack the car up and change the tire, of course you're not going to go anywhere. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
No worries, Shireen. And so let me just go back to this story here. So I put the money in my pocket. Yeah, I was grateful for it. Yeah, I have this capacity to count the money energetically by looking at it and just going and knowing exactly how much is there. So one of the reasons I count the money in front of people is not to see if they've given me the right amount of money or to see if they haven't given me enough money. It's to see that they haven't given me too much money. And it's amazing the number of times where I've gone, oh, you've given me too much money. Yeah. And then it brings up a lot of, it actually creates a lot of trust for people. Because if you're actually willing to say, oh, you gave me $5 too much, they will either say, oh, don't worry about it, keep it. Yeah. Or they will go, oh, wow, thank you. And they'll start trusting you. And if you're in a position like I am, that trust is, once you've earned that, people will actually start to create and generate something for themselves because they've seen you use the tools rather than seeing you as somebody that they're not ready yet to trust. Yeah? Now, the thing is, here in New Zealand, it's really, really interesting because so many people have ripped me off. It's amazing. Like yesterday, I bought a pie. It was only $1. And the guy said, oh, did I give you the $1 back? And I said, yes. And he hadn't. And he said, oh, yes, that's right, I did. And it's sort of like, I wasn't going to make a fuss out of it, but what I got from that was just the awareness of where people like to make things about money secret and hidden. And what that creates in your reality is when you keep things secret and hidden, is that it keeps money secret and hidden from you all the time. So anywhere where you've been trying to stop being ripped off or keeping quiet about that extra money that somebody has given you, rather than just either just receiving it, or when I mean keep quiet, I mean like make secret. Would you now be willing to destroy and uncreate it? Or good, bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, ice, short boys, muse? Because today's secrets become tomorrow's lies, and then you're not living the truth of who you be. So I was grateful for the money. Always be grateful for the money. And then this morning I went, well, actually, I haven't even given my 10% to me. So that's where I'm in the process now of doing the 10%. The other thing is that I like to care for money too. So right now you can see that all the bills are upside down and inside out. And when I first got it out of my pocket, it was all bent up like that. So whilst I've been sitting here, it's been really cool. I haven't actually been doing anything. I've just been playing with the money, touching the money, feeling the money. And as I've been doing that, it's all flattened out. And I won't do it now, but later on I will then turn it all around so they're all, oh, that's a different one. Damn. So that they're all in line and all of the same way. And that's just my OCD-ness, but it gives me great pleasure. And it, for me also, it's sort of like gives me the awareness, or gives them, the money starts to feel cared for. Yeah. So where in your life have you got this big fat mess that you just keep on skirting around? Maybe it's on your computer, like your desktop. It's just one big fat mess. What if you ask the question, if I brought more caring to this, would that create more money for me? Right? Or you can just acknowledge I'm always going to be messy on the desktop of my computer and not make it a wrongness. And everything that just brought up or let down, can you now destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Good, bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, no shit, poisonous. So then I'll put my 10% away. And all the time I'm going, can I have the money now, please? 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 Cool. So nobody's laughing at my Tweety bird any longer. I think I've done that joke to death. How does it get any better than that?
Why do you say and let down? What does that mean? Everything this has brought up and let down. What does that mean?
Did I say that today?
You just said it.
Oh, I did? Yeah. Okay. Well, it's just a joke.
No, you say, and everything this has brought up for you and let down, and then you do the clearing statement.
Well, the thing is, originally it started as whenever we started to do things around sex, everything that brought up, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And everything that let down as in Venus, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's funny, but actually, how many of us, when an energy comes up, you feel like you've let yourself down, yeah. So that's the wrongness part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. Well, unless we've got a question, I'm gonna close the books here and go and count my money and have some fun. I'm gonna go on a bike ride next.
I just have a question.
Yeah.
What question can I ask? Because when 2 weeks ago somebody gave me some money, he had to reimburse me, but he gave me too much, and I told him it's too much, it's not the amount. He said, oh no, it's okay, I checked, it's okay. I have the belief that I am a thief if I take the money that I don't deserve. What question can I ask to receive the money without getting in the wrongness of being a thief or something like that?
Well, in order to have a judgment about being a thief, you have to have been there and done that at some time. So how many lifetimes have you been a thief and not acknowledged it? A lot, a little, or megatons?
A lot.
A lot. How many of you stole cookies from the cookie jar when you were a kid?
Yes.
That's a thief, okay? So the reason being a thief is a judgeable offense is because you have to have been there and done it to know that it's judgeable. So all the lifetimes, including this one where you've been a thief, would you now be willing to destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, iron, short boys and beyonds. And do you deserve to breathe?
Yeah.
To breathe. Wow, oof.
It's a no, Bob. You don't deserve to breathe. Just breathe. Yeah. So why do you think you have to do something to deserve money? Like money should be just, yes, I'll have the money. It's the exuberant expression of abundance. Everywhere where you think that you have to do something for it, everywhere where you think you have to do something to deserve it, would you now be willing to destroy and uncreate all of that?
Yes.
Bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, ice, short boys, meals. If you have that as your point of view, that I don't deserve the money, you actually cut off a lot of your receiving. You're not just cutting off your receiving of money. You're just cutting off your receiving with that judgment. You don't deserve anything. You can just ask for what you desire.
Okay.
So how many of you were told you can't have that, you don't deserve it, and everything that is, will you now destroy and uncreate it all? Good, bad,
Yes.
right, pop, popcorn, iron, short boys and beyonds.
We have to be nice before getting something. It was when I was a kid. It's if you are nice, you can have it.
Yeah, and if you were mean, you didn't get it.
Mm.
Yeah, so everywhere where you're pretending to be nice when you're actually a mean demon bitch from hell, you know, create all of that, please. Good, bad, right, wrong,
Yes.
pop, popcorn, iron,
Yes.
Are you an infinite being?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, then you can be all energies. You can be nice. You can be demon bitch from hell. You can be an asshole. You can be kind. You can be caring. You can be mean. It's like you don't have to judge any of it. It's just a choice. So everywhere where you don't get, which is the second element of creation. Everywhere where you don't get that it's just a choice, you now destroy and uncreate it all. Good, bad,
Yes.
popcorn, ice, short boys, meals. Receive the money. If you're worried about him saying, I want the money back later on, put that part of it aside. You know, ask truth. Is this a gift? How many lifetimes have you known this guy? And is he actually paying back money that he already owes you? Like, have a look at the angles. Well, that one, everything that doesn't allow you to receive money from all the people that owe you money from all lifetimes, can we now destroy and uncreate it all?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good and bad, right, wrong, pop, popcorn, iron, short boys and meals. Okay, you've got an extra 10 minutes out of me, so I'm going now. I want to go on my bike ride. So,
Okay. Enjoy.
Fun.
Thanks,
Oh.
Liam.
Thank you, Lynn.
please. See you next week, guys. Ciao.
See you